Hey there, this is Sheryl. I'm a mental toughness coach, published author, speaker, and mother to a couple of great kids who happen to be high school and college student athletes. This is chapter 3 of my ebook, which is titled A Parent's Guide to Mental Toughness for Teens. This chapter is titled Noteworthy Focus. Before we get into the content, though, we're going to start with a short story. There was a 16-year-old girl who rode in equestrian show jumping. Unfortunately, when she started the sport, she was at a disadvantage because her horse was not nearly as nice as all the other horses that were competing at her level. But she practiced for 4 years and worked really, really hard and thankfully eventually made it to this national competition. She went on course, but unfortunately, when she went on, she was so distracted by things that she had no control over that she ended up going off course and eventually getting disqualified. Thankfully, she had one more try. She went again, and she ended up going off course again. What people kept telling her was, and it was great advice, is to get focused. All she needed to do is be focused, but she didn't know how. So why is having noteworthy focus so important to teens? Well, first of all, if something is really upsetting to us, we really need to have a plan. And if we don't have a plan, it's really difficult for us to let go of what's concerning us. So having noteworthy focus is that plan. Teens need to understand 1 or 2 things. Again, keep it really simple. But they need to understand 1 or 2 things that they can focus on in order to be successful in their event for sports or for academics. There's a couple things that parents can keep in mind when encouraging their teen to have noteworthy focus. The first thing is to encourage them to have a pre-game or a pre-test ritual. This could be something that is very simple as having a drink of water, touching the top of their leg, or just even taking a deep breath. They should do this consistently when they sit down to do their homework, or when they're sitting to take a final exam, when they're in a scrimmage, or when they're in a state championship. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that teens should have a deliberate theme. So if you can encourage your teen to have a clear focus going into a competitive event, something that they have control over, that will help them concentrate on the things that they have control over and not be so concerned about the things that they don't. Let's go back to the equestrian rider. When she was on deck, which is when she's waiting to go into the arena, a couple of things that she could have done a little differently would be to think about being very patient for a distance or waiting until a distance appeared to her rather than forcing it. She could also think about keeping her hands low and steady. It's really important to keep these things simple, especially before an important event. So she might think, be patient, hands steady. Here's a parent tip. Ask your teen to think about 1 or 2 of the most important things before an event and have them be aware of those. They should be things that they have total control over. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. I encourage you to visit my website at www.sherylkline.com, where there are other videos as well as other free content. There's also an opportunity to sign up for my free newsletter. And also, there's going to be some information on my course titled A Teen Guide to Mental Toughness. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.